Hello and welcome guys to the next segment of my How to Ride a Motorcycle video series. In this segment we will be learning the basics of turning. Now you'd think that that's a pretty, straightforward concept, but actually it'll be good to know, the intricacies of turning, as many as there might be, at least. So there are two types of turning when it comes to talking about motorcycles. The first one, which is primarily used when you're going at slower speeds, is called counterweight steering. And just a quick overview of counterweight steering. So let's say that I want to turn on this little right turn right here. I'm not, because this road goes into, I think, an army base, so I don't know if I have clearance to go there, at least not yet. Okay, so a quick overview of counterweight steering. So if I wanted to turn on this sharp right turn right here, what I would do is I would physically turn the handlebars to the right, and I would lean a little bit in the opposite direction to the left, so the bike would stay straight up. If I were to turn the handlebars to the right and also lean heavily to the right, it would be too much weight on the right side and the bike could possibly tip over and you would crash, which is what you do not want. So if I wanted to turn right here, I would physically turn the handlebars to the left, and I would keep my my body either center to the bike or slightly to the left. So it's like the counterweight. So in essence, you try to keep as much weight in the center of the bike as possible to prevent it from tipping over. And then the same thing is true if I wanted to turn to the left right here. I would physically tilt the handlebars to the left, and I would either keep my weight to the exact center or slightly to the right of the bike to kind of offset it, and hence the counterweight turn. And then I would make the turn and I would be good to go. So that is how you handle most slow speed turning. Actually, all slow speed turning, that's really the only way that it will work. You physically have to turn the handlebars and then lean slightly in the opposite direction. So relatively straightforward. So that's counterweight steering. And then the next one is called counter steering. Now I know it's like, okay, wait, we just learned counterweight steering and now we're talking about counter steering. So you're like, what? It's the same thing? Well, not exactly. So counter steering is used pretty much at any speed greater than, I want to say, 10 to 15 miles per hour. So if you're going greater than 10 or 15 miles per hour, then you're going to want to use counter steering solely. And what counter steering involves is, and it's kind of like a paradox, so this might sound a little weird, but I'll explain it when I'm out on the road here in a few minutes. So what counter steering is, so let's say I want to take this right turn. Let's pretend it's like a sweeping right turn, like that I'm actually out on the road, not just this little sharp one right here. So what I want to do is I would actually want to tilt the right handlebar forward, inevitably turning the handlebars to the left slightly, and then I want to lean to the right side. Now you would think, oh wait, this is just going to cause you to crash because you said it would right here. But actually not. Since you're going fast enough, the physics of everything, which I'm no expert on, I didn't even take honors or conceptual physics here at the Mount, so don't ask me about why this works, just trust me, it does. So what you're going to want to do is, as I just explained, tilt the handlebar slightly to the left, so inevitably applying pressure to the right handlebar with your right hand, and lean to the right, and that'll actually cause the bike to go right. And I know you're probably thinking, because this is what I was thinking, wait, I'm turning the handlebars to the left, and yet I'm going right. How does that make sense? That's just because it offsets, it's something with the weight and the physics, and it allows the bike to lean, but not in an uncontrolled manner. It allows you to just sweep right through the turn. And the same is true if I'm going left. So let's say I have a nice big sweeping left turn. There's not this nice field in front of me, and there's this nice left turn. And let's say I'm going about 35, and I have to turn. So what I'm going to want to do is kind of same thing, just opposite. I'm going to want to apply pressure with my left hand, so inevitably tilting the handlebars like I'm going to make a right turn, but I'm going to apply pressure with my left hand, lean with my left, and then I'm going to go left. So how I remember it is whichever way you apply pressure and whichever way you lean, that's what way that you're gonna go. So you're gonna want to press, lean, go. And then if we're going left, we're gonna want to press, lean, go. And keep in mind, this technique, counter steering, is only used when you're going at higher speeds. Most of the time over 10 to 15 miles per hour, but it might be different for you or your bike because everyone's different. So just a quick little review of the two types of turning that we just learned. So first we learned counterweight steering, which involves actually turning the handlebars in the direction you want to go. So turn them right if you want to go right, obviously, and then turn them left if you want to go left. And then when you do it, so if you're turning right, keep your weight relatively to the left half of the bike, so you can kind of stay upright, counterweight, hence the name. And if you're going left, keep the weight on the right side of the bike. And then the next one, counter steering, so is only applied when you're going a little bit quicker. And just the main thing to keep in mind for that is press right, lean right, you're gonna go right. If you press left, lean left, you're gonna go left. So it's pretty much all I need to say right now about the steering, and let's get out on the road and I will demonstrate it to you guys. Alright, so let's get the bike turned on. We're ready to go. Okay, so in first gear. So let's wait for this van to come by, and then right here I'll demonstrate a counterweight. Okay, so I'm gonna go and see my handlebars are actually tilted I'm actually turning them to the left and keeping my body to the other side. So that was a slower, somewhat exaggerated counterweight turn. And then advantageously, since I'm going right, I can demonstrate also one to the right. So let's wait for these guys to pass. Long line of cars here. Alright, come on, buddy. Alright, so see my handlebars are actually tilted or turned to the right, and now I'm going. Okay, so now that I'm up to speed, now I no longer need to use counterweight turning or steering. Now, whenever I make a turn, I'm going to use counter steering. And as I said when we were stationary, you're going to want to press in the direction you want to go with whatever hand that is. You're going to want to lean that way, and then the bike will go. So try to get past the thought of, oh, I'm turning the wrong way. You're really not. Okay, so right now I'm coming up on this sweeping right-hand turn. So, okay, what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to slow down a little bit, and then I'm going to want to press forward with my right arm, and then see I'm leaning that way. All right, here, that was kind of a poor example, so let's try that again on it's kind of easier to see if it's like a tighter turn instead of these little ones like right here. Okay, so let's get past this one, and then, of course, the road's straight for a little bit. That's okay. Okay, so we're coming up to a left turn, so try and just watch the handlebars. It might be slight, but just try to watch the press with my left hand. So I'm pressing some more, and then look, the bike is turning. On that turn, I didn't even have to lean that much. I simply had to just press the left handlebar down a little bit and kind of tilt it forward so the handlebars were facing like I'm going to turn right, but I went left. That's what counter steering is. So again, I'm going right. Even if you can't see it, I'm pressing down with my right hand. I'm barely even leaning, and yet the bike is going right. And same thing right here. I'm pressing with my left hand a little bit more this time. The turn is sharper, and I'm going. All I'm doing is pressing down and slightly forward with that hand, and I'm going. So here, again, right here, little sharper. Now this time I'm leaning a little bit, and I was pressing down with my right hand. So when it's your guys' turn to get out on the road and you're going a little bit faster, just always remember, whichever way you want to go, so let's say this left turn, if you want to go left, you're going to want to press left, lean left if you have to, and then you'll go left. Same thing for right. Same thing for the right. If you're going to want to go right, You're gonna want to press right, slightly lean right, and then you'll be good to go. So those were the basics of turning. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.